everyone. Welcome to another episode of Anderson TV. I'm Josiah Anderson. So today I'm going to talk about the truth about the far right. So you guys must have heard the terms on TV, far right extremists. Never heard of far left extremists that much, unless that you're watching more conservative networks, right-leaning networks. But back to the far right thing. So we have been told that, yeah, the far right is bad. Well, it is, actually. But the far right is also called the alt-right, which is really in full known as the alternate right. So, which is an alternative to the traditional American right. So, we're going to talk more about this today in this episode. We'll be right back. Okay, so let's talk about the alt-right, or the alternate right, like I said earlier. So, I remember in my junior year film studies class that Mr. Gilchrist, my Latin teacher and my film studies teacher at the time, showed us this film that I thought was racist, and I still do today, called Black Klansman. So it's about this black guy wanting to become a police officer in the Colorado Springs Police Department, even though Colorado Springs Police Department was predominantly white. And then there's an investigation into two organizations, one on the far left, known as some sort of college Black Panthers movement, and a local chapter of the Ku Klux Klan. So, anyways, and the N-word was said a lot. And there was the beginning of the movie, which showed Alec Baldwin playing someone. I don't remember what Alec Baldwin played as, but he was like a narrator of some sort of training film or something like that. So it's one thing that is true about that Martin Luther King was indeed a communist. He was at a communist school. Of course, indeed. That's what people don't want to admit. But I wonder why that Mr. Gilchrist showed us that film. He said that it was a political film, well, which it is. And then at the end of the film, it showed Donald Trump responding to what happened in Charlottesville in 2017. Then the media will want to take it out of context by saying that Trump says there is good people on both sides. So anyways, then the media would say that, oh, Trump's a white supremacist, he's a Nazi or something like that. Just like today. Just like today that they're saying the exact same things. So, anyways, I watched that film a second time by myself, or third time really. Let me just say more recently. And I thought both sides were bad. The Black Power movement was bad, and the Ku Klux Klan was bad as well. Because both sides, they want a race war. But the alt-right, those are the ones that are really racist, is an alternative to the traditional American conservative right. Is an alternative. So the left, they focus on identity politics. The alt-right, they focus on identity politics as well for like a racial majority. So alt-right, there you have the white nationalists, you have the neo-Nazis, you have those. They have nothing to do with the traditional conservative American right. Because the traditional American conservative right, they don't focus on identity politics. They focus on a colorblind meritocracy. But no, whenever alt-right is showed on TV, like the Proud Boys, for example, I don't see Proud Boys as a white supremacist group. I don't see that. They literally have a Hispanic leader. They show far-right groups. They should be called alt-right because it's an alternative to the traditional Republican right. Because the Republican Party was founded as an anti-slavery party. And of course, the only people that were against slavery were Democrats and the Ku Klux Klan. And the reason why the Ku Klux Klan wrote an article saying that, okay, the KKK was not founded by a Democratic Party, but the Democrats did endorse the Ku Klux Klan. They did. And I'll just say that any alt-right group, any neo-Nazi group, any white supremacist group that is a Republican are not really Republicans. So I'll just say that it is really a psyop for the left to justify that, oh, all Republicans are racist. No. Because the left talks about identity politics all the time. They talk about racial minorities. They want a legion of black people and people of color to rise up against the Protestant white males. They want that. And meanwhile, the far right, the alt-right, they want an army of white Protestant males to rise up against everyone. Every minority, even Catholics as well. Because, yeah, America was founded by Protestants, by Protestantism. That's what's the beginning, can't deny that. But Republicans will focus on a colorblind meritocracy, which means I don't care about what your color is. Don't care. And of course, I don't know why that we're even having this conversation about race as well. Oh, because something happened to George Floyd or something like that? He literally died of a fentanyl overdose. I think Derek Chauvin was just a fall guy or something. So, anyways, let me just say that there are similarities between the left and the alt-right. They both focus on identity politics. So, which means alt-right, they're more leftist than they really are right. Because the right is traditionally not racist, not xenophobic in any way. Or not. We don't care who you are. Are you willing to put the work in or aren't you? That's what traditional Republicans focus on. Now, of course, sometimes consider as a joke sometimes, like you have Nick Fuentes, you have the Groypers on social media, and you have people on the alt-right as well. Nick Fuentes is an example of someone I like to call alt-right. He's not like us, like the song by Kendrick Lamar. I don't really care for that song. So, anyways, so like I said, the alt-right is the alternate right. Alternative to the traditional conservative movement. And, well, the only time that I only see the swastika or something like that is when a leftist would draw one onto Tesla. Like they were protesting at one of Elon Musk's Tesla dealerships. And then they want to compare Elon Musk to a Nazi for doing a Nazi salute at the inauguration celebration of Donald Trump. So, ridiculous. I mean, how stupid is that? I mean, I've seen Democrats do what looked like the Nazi salute as well, but no one wants to talk about that. It goes to show how communist and stupid the media is. In fact, we want to talk about the alt-right a lot. They're more leftist. And then the alt-right, they want to undermine American values, just like the left does. They're not really Christian. They're not really virtuous people. They're not really anything really but hateful. They don't show any love or kindness. So, and then whenever someone would want to leave there, they're not tolerant at all. I mean, just like when I left the Democratic Party, of course, I was told by someone, how can you be black, autistic, and gay and still vote for Trump? Well, because I know how to think for myself. I'm not going to say her name, Grace Gander. I know how to think for myself. And I know you guys should think for yourself too. In fact, the Republican Party, they have a lot of free thinkers. And of course say that, okay, you want to leave the Republican Party? Fine by me. In fact, there's all kinds of different types of Republican parties, not just Trump's. I think you have the Bush-Cheney Republicans around, which I think is overrated, by the way, and outdated. But if that's what you want to be, then that's fine. You have libertarian Republicans like Rand Paul and Thomas Massie. Want to be part of them? Go ahead. We're not going to stop you. And you also have the so-called Republicans, the alt-right Republicans, who should not really be Republicans because they do not, because they don't follow along with the traditional Republican values. They don't. So anyways, yeah, Republicans, they don't focus on identity politics or anything like that, just hard work. And of course, I have no idea why that black people would want to say that, oh, all Republicans are racist. Well, unless you're talking about people on the alt-right, let me just say they are not Republicans. They are not. Because Republican Party was founded on anti-slavery. That was the first thing that they were founded on. Founded on meritocracy and stuff of that matter. If JFK were alive today, he would be a Republican. Because I think what Republicans believe in today is what JFK believed in when Democratic Party. So the Democratic Party, they used to be party of anti-government surveillance and stuff of that matter. They used to be party of wanting to find out what happened to JFK or something of that matter. Now that some of the JFK files are released, they will on the side call it a conspiracy theory. Well, whatever was said was conspiracy theory. They cannot tell us that. But anyways, let me just say this. If anyone in the Republican Party ever elect someone who is on the alt-right as president of the United States or any other political office, who was not traditional or even a libertarian or paleoconservative, then I would hate to break it to you, then that will be the end of the Republican Party of Abraham Lincoln. That will be the end of that. Because Trump, he's not a far-right person. He's not a far-right extremist. Now you have far-left extremists, but It's not far right. It's more center right. It's a nationalist, which what we need. So anyways, that is the truth about the alt-right, which, like I said, is the alternate right, which lean more towards the left rather than the right. So we'll be right back. Okay, everyone, so that is it for today's episode. And yeah, I couldn't think straight today. I mean, it's been a rough few days, but I'm still determined to get this episode done. And of course, and I knew this was going to be one of my only opportunities of the week. Sure hope that things will be better next week. For Anderson TV. Of course, I'm still determined to do season 33. And also, do not miss the new episodes of the 47, which is with William Henry Harrison and John Tyler, coming this Sunday on the Anderson TV YouTube channel. So that is it for this week's episode. I'm Josiah Anderson, signing off. Goodbye, everyone.